wanted to share my experience buying masks online using the Taiwan NHI website and mobile app. I noticed there are a lot of tricky steps and it took me a while to get everything working, so I wanted to consolidate all of that information in one or two videos. So the first step is actually not to go to the website. The first step is to make sure you have a card reader. And what I mean by a card reader is something like this. Something that you can plug into a computer using your USB sockets that you're going to use to move your NHI card data onto your computer. So what you're going to do is you're going to plug this card reader into your computer and stick your NHI card into the card reader. So it's going to look something like this. You want to make sure that whatever card reader you have or you buy has a SIM/smart socket. That's where you're going to put in, that's what works with the NHI card. I can personally vouch for this TC Star brand because I just bought one this afternoon and it worked for me. It was around 200 NTD at my local digital city, but you can also apparently buy them at these stores, hopefully. Here's another example of a card reader, by the way. All it needs is a socket or an outlet to put in your card. So the other things here, like the SD card, blah, 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 that doesn't matter. Just make sure you can plug it into your computer. It's compatible with whatever your computer is, whether it's Windows or Mac OS, and it has a SIM/smart card entry point. That's all you need. So for taking myself as an example, here's my MacBook Pro. Since it doesn't have a USB 2.0 thing right here, I had to use this adapter to attach my card reader to my computer. As you can see, this is a older type of USB. And here's the NHI card stuck into the SIM/smart socket right here. Okay, if you've run to the store or found a friend who has a card reader and you're all set, we can finally start off with step one. So I'm going to go to this website. I will add the link to the notes below. Okay, the next step is to download this thing from the NHI website. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but it told me to do it, so I did it. I'm not a critical thinker. Anyway, depending on whether you have a Windows or a Mac, you want to click this link that's one to the right. So if Windows, you're clicking this one. On a Mac, you're clicking this one. You're going to click it. It's going to ask you if you want to download this file. Say yes. I'm on a Mac, so this is the Mac version. Cool, I've successfully downloaded it. In order to get to it, I'm going to go back to my desktop. It might be either on your desktop or it might be in your downloads folder. I'm going to go to my desktop folder using Finder. I'm going to see that I've downloaded, this is the file that I've downloaded called, let me make that a little bigger. It's called mac.install1.zip. It automatically expanded the zip file for me, so I now have this file called mac.install1.package. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, so it says I can't open it because it's from an unidentified developer, which is not great, but there's a way to bypass this. All you need to do is right-click on the .package file, click Open, and then it'll show you a similar message, but this time give you an option to open it. So click Open. Then, all right, there it is. Then this installer should pop up. So just click through everything, blah, blah, blah. You'll have to enter the password to your computer, install software, blah, blah, blah. If you see this green check mark, you're all set. So you can go ahead and close that window. So step 1 was downloading some whatever software from the NHI website onto your computer. So let's move on to step 2. That is to do some finagling on your web browser. I don't have good names for these steps, but we're going to roll with that. So go to your web browser. I'm using Firefox here because the official instructions use Firefox and I wanted to keep it simple, but I'm sure you can also do it with Chrome or Safari or whatever. And I'm going to go to my preferences. So on Firefox, you're going to go to Firefox up here, top left, go to preferences. This page will pop up and you want to go to the privacy and security section right here. Then scroll all the way down. Yeah, all the way down to the security area, and then under certificates, you're going to see this obscure button called View Certificates. So click on that. This should pop up. There should be some options up here. You're going to go to Authorities, then click Import right here. Oh, well, I've previously navigated to this site, but let's say we start right here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna search for NHI root, and then hopefully this file should pop up. These are just duplicates from when I did it initially. As you can see right here, this is where the file lives on your computer if you're interested. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it just by left clicking and then going down here and clicking open. It says alert, it's already installed as a certificate authority because I've already done this step, but hopefully you should get some sort of success message or no message at all. Then what you're going to do is go back to this screen in Mozilla under authorities where you should have just a bunch of text here. As you can see, it's a bunch of names. We're going to go to the N section for NHI. It's ordered alphabetically. All right, NHI. And you're going to see the file we just added right here. It's called nhi.root.ca. I'm going to click on that, left click on that, press Edit Trust, and make sure this top checkbox that says this certificate can identify websites is checked. No need to check this bottom one. Okay, excellent. Then I'm going to click OK right here to close this window. And here's the silly part. I'm going to have to restart my computer. Now I've tried closing my browser and reopening it, but the next step only worked for me once I restarted the computer. So I'll see you after I restart my computer. So hopefully you were able to restart your computer with no problem. I'm back to blank slate on my computer. Let's move on to step 3. So this is after restarting my computer after step 2. I'm going to go back to Firefox, then go back to my preferences. If you remember, this is where we just were. And then now we're going to go all the way back down to the obscure View Certificates area again. So previously we were on the Authorities tab, so now let's go to the Servers tab. I'm going to go to the Servers tab, click Add Exception, and then I'm going to add 2 websites here. And these websites are mentioned in the NHI website, but I'm just going to go ahead and put them right here. So this is the first one. I'll leave it in the note section. I'm going to click Get Certificate. I'm going to get some warnings, which, I mean, deservedly so. But regardless, I'm going to click Confirm Security Exception. All right, that was website number 1. Okay, so the second website. We're going to do the same thing. Go to Add Exception. This is the URL. Again, I'll mention it in the notes. Get certificate, another warning, press confirm security exception, Cool. So at the end here, you should have two things right here under NHI, under servers right here. If all looks good, let's close this window and we're done with step 3.